All right, thank you, Ron. Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Arun Kumar, Senior Cloud Application Architect at AWS. Today, I'm excited to talk about transforming how we build enterprise application using AWS App Studio. We are going to explore how this revolutionary platform bridges the gap between innovative ideas and real-world solutions. So, a quick look at the agenda, but I'll just quickly jump over. So picture this, you have a brilliant idea for an application that could transform your business, but then reality hits. How do you get from your idea to your solution? Your idea invariably is going to require some kind of a software solution, which means you need developers who can code and build your application, understand cloud infrastructure, security, CI/CD, you name it. It's like trying to build a house while simultaneously learning architecture, plumbing, electrical work, and all of that. Traditional development requires extensive technical expertise across multiple domains, right? Like from front end to building APIs, database, security, infrastructure, all of it. So this complexity creates like what we call the innovation gap, the space between your great idea and its implementation. And this has the potential to stifle innovation in your organization or make it very hard and time consuming to get from the left to the right. So when it comes to bringing your ideas to life, the current operation options and solutions don't really cut it. And here are some of the reasons why. So as you can imagine, we are facing a global developer shortage with demand far exceeding supply. Traditional development, as I said, like requires a lot of things, a lot of skills and steep learning curves and significant time investment. You may have tried out some existing low code solutions, but they often fall short when it comes to, say, customizations. You want to customize something and it's not easy at all. Security and compliance is like another big thing. And these add like another layer of complexity. And let's not forget like how expensive these low code solutions can be, especially like when they have these expensive per user licenses that makes scaling really prohibitive. So these challenges are really holding back innovation and digital transformation across the enterprise. So what I'm going to talk today is AWS App Studio. It is a generative AI powered service that uses natural language to build enterprise grade applications, empowering a new set of builders to create application in minutes. So with App Studio, your technical professionals, even those without deep software engineering skills, say like IT managers, enterprise architects, they can just quickly develop business applications tailored to your organization's needs. So App Studio can accelerate application development with a Gen AI powered assistant. So it can be a game changer in many ways. So you can accelerate development by simply describing the application you want to build using natural language. And App Studio will deliver an application with a multi-page UI, a data model, your business logic that you need. You can then even ask questions about how to modify your application, and App Studio will guide you through the process with like detailed answer and how to do all of this with just like point and click features. It also has like built-in capabilities that are ready to use, which you can just drag and drop. And from a deployment perspective, the applications like deploy automatically with enterprise grade scalability. You get like a highly secure and scalable and performance solution. And you don't really need to think about like the underlying infrastructure because like everything is fully managed for you and freeing you up from the need to focus on your underlying infrastructure and instead focus on innovating further. Security and governance controls are also baked in. So say you want to add authorization to your system, it's like really easy. And here's the kicker, like you can save up to 80% compared to similar low code solutions because existing solutions usually charge per end user licenses, but with App Studio, it's absolutely free to build and you only pay when end users interact with your published applications. So you can think of App Studio as your expert development team turning your ideas into reality without the traditional overhead. But seeing is believing, right? So let me show you how simple it is to build an enterprise application using App Studio. So here is like how the landing page is going to look like. And what we're going to do is like create a sample application, give a name. So the first thing you're going to see is select a data source. If you have an existing database data source, select it. But I'm just going to skip over. So what it's going to do is create the basic underlying scaffolding for the application. So then you have this panel where you can actually describe what you want to build. Or you could also see like the list of all of the sample prompts on the right-hand side, right? These are like some sample projects. Simple ones, you can just take, and you can also customize them. You don't have to use it as is, right? But what I'm going to do is today show you like a simple application. And my application or my idea is to build a platform that allows users to, it's like an internal application where, you as your team, you want to, capture ideas from your fellow colleagues. You want them to provide further information about the idea. You want other users to rank the idea and also have like a very nice dashboard to view it. So you give all of this and I click the generate button, and then it's going to generate the app for you. So as you can see, it even gives you like an agile format where, it gives you like the use cases, the user flows and all of it. And I think one of the cool and important things here is creating like the data sources and like the data model, which is very, very important as if you were to put on your architect hat, it's very important to get that right. So it does all of that for you. It also gives you the key features and usage of the app. But the good thing is like, you don't really have to just take whatever is given you at the first instance. You can customize it further if you want. So if you're not satisfied with say anything, you can type in the stuff here into this box and tell the AI to change it, and it'll change it for you. So you click on generate app and it creates the initial version of the app. So as you can see, like there are multiple tabs on the top. You see the different pages. You see the you see the ideas dashboard page that has the list of ideas and the idea details as well. And then you also have the submit new ideas. Then you have the view ideas, and finally, you have a page where you can vote for the ideas. Automation is kind of what goes on behind the scenes. Like say, for example, on this page, you click the submit button, what needs to happen? So that is what is defined on this or configured on this page. We'll look at this in just a moment, but we'll first look at the other things here, say, such as the, the data and the app settings. So data, again, like it shows like all of the different entities it created for you. We have an idea entity, voter, and users. You also see like all of the fields within each of the entities. And here's the other cool things. Like it also created like all of the backend APIs that was needed for this application. So fetching ideas from the database, all of that is, pre-built for you. So, that makes it like incredibly easy. And one of the coolest features I love is the sample data. How many times, like, we all have struggled trying to create sample data. This does it for us. You can create more data as well just by clicking a button. And finally, like all of this is like fully wired to the backend. As you can see, a DynamoDB table was also created for you. So everything is like, fully wired up for you. Now let's go back to this automation page here. So as I was saying, like there are a lot of things going on here, right? So when you first talk about this, when you click on the submit button, for instance, what needs to happen, right? So you actually have like pre-built configurations for creating a record in the database, deleting a record, updating record, so on and so forth. But say you want to do something more than that. Say you just want to interact with like another AWS service. In my example, say I just want to write some logs to CloudWatch. So what I could do is I will just pull that particular icon into the flow. configure, CloudWatch, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Obviously, you'll need to have, the connectors to interact with the each of the services in the backend, but that's all that you need to do. And as you can see, like there are also like some commonly used components, right, that you can just drag and drop. Like say you want to interact with your S3 bucket, you could do that. Or you want to send out an email as part of your workflow. It's as easy as pulling that icon into your flow and doing it. You could also interact with other AI ML services or perform other actions. Another thing that I really love about this is this Ask AI option. Like say, for example, you want to go beyond the obvious, you have some specific customization that you need. You can ask a question to the AI and it's going to give you step-by-step instructions on exactly how to do it. So in my case, I want to add a way for users to add more documentation on the submit new ideas page. So I'm asking the AI, okay, how can I do this? I want to store documents in an S3 bucket securely. So now it's going to come back with like a set of instructions or a list of instructions, clearly telling me step by step that I need to start with creating like an S3 bucket. I need to create an IAM role for it. I need to configure the S3 connector for it. And then it also tells me exactly what I need to do in this console to wire all of that together. So like I said earlier, you don't really have to have like a lot of AWS knowledge. As long as you have some familiarity, you can build any kind of application that you want. So let's quickly see this in action now. Like this is the actual built out application. So we have like about 2 ideas at this point in time. So let's maybe try and add like another idea here. So I'm going to go to the submit new ideas page, enter some information. As you can see, like some of the fields are automatically tagged as mandatory. Let's key in some information here. And you would also see like, things like date picker or automatically set up for you. Imagine trying to do or write code and build like all of these by yourself. It's not going to be easy. So we submit it. So now the record should be saved and we should be able to see this on the ideas dashboard. Let's see. Yeah. So as you can see, like we got 3 records now. The one that we added is appearing. And also on this page as well, you can see that on the voting page for the vote for ideas page, the idea that we just added is also listed here on the top. So all of that is working really well. And the final piece I want to show is how we're going to be able to publish the app, right? So that's another important step as well. We said it's fully managed. You build out the application. Now what? How do you actually publish it, right? So you go to this publish page and you see like all of these different environments. You got development, testing, and production environment. Again, it's just a simple click of a button and automatically your application will move from one stage to the other and you have everything fully built out. So that's as easy as it gets. So I just want to quickly, give another summary of some of the things that we covered because it was kind of like a fastish demo. So the first thing that we saw was, accelerating the application development by just directly starting off on the, on the main dashboard page and, giving some information. So it's like very easy to, get started that way. You can easily also add this generative AI capability like I showed you. Say, the example I showed you was trying to add a S3 connector to add documents. So as I demonstrated to you, you can directly talk to the AI and get information and build it yourself. Really easy. Security is another aspect that we take really seriously. So you can use this feature to add like any kind of security that you want. Authorization is fairly straightforward. As you can imagine, this can be integrated with your SSO. But what about authorization? A lot of times that's not easy for most applications. You gotta build something. But again, in App Studio, that's really easy. It's as easy as clicking that add role button and defining different roles. And then what you can do is within your specific pages, you can say, okay, this page is accessible only by an admin user. It's as simple as that. You can do like all of that really easily. Connecting to your data sources. This is like a very important bit. Connecting to existing databases on AWS or other services on AWS are really easy. What you got to do is you go to the connectors option, create a connector for the service that you want to interact with. And once you do that, you can easily reference that connector within your application's flow. So there are also, like, I need to say, there are a wide range of pre-built connectors that makes it like really easy for you to integrate with a lot of different services without having to do any coding. So we've got connectors for things like DynamoDB, RDS, Redshift, S3. I believe like there are over 200 other services that are available with just a few clicks. And again, like there are also API and open API connectors that you can use to integrate with, say, third-party services, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. And you can further extend your or add custom functionality, right? So let's say you want to define some business logic. You can do it like visually for your application by creating like a sequence of actions, like we saw, right? Connected to the underlying data source and service that you want to use. So this allows users to build custom functionality that automates and streamlines their unique business processes and workflows. Testing and sharing, like I said, it's very simple. So once you have like everything set up, all you need to do is go to the publishing tab and publish your application. It's as simple as that. I just have like another slide just to summarize everything that we talked about, right? Like from a feature perspective, right? So you have this drag and drop visual canvas. You can extend your custom functionality the way you want it to. You can add your security and governance guardrails. Publication is easy, and all of this is fully managed for you. All right, what about some customer use cases, right? If you ask me, the sky is the limit with this. You could do something as simple as the one I demonstrated to you, or something way more complex, such as, say, streamlining your claim processing, trying to manage inventory and equipment, consolidating metrics and reports, modernizing operations. All of this is possible. It's up to you how you want to build it. And don't just take my word for it. Here are some of our customers who are actually using this service. For example, the National Football League uses App Studio to rapidly process visual assets with integrating generative AI to boost productivity. We also have Amazon Transportation Service Analytics team that uses it, and they've been saving about 80 hours every week. Adobe partners with App Studio as well to integrate with Gen AI to scale content production and delivers innovation faster to customers. So those are pretty much the things that I really wanted to cover today. So if you want to explore this further, feel free to scan these QR codes on the screen and get started with App Studio. We also have a really nice step-by-step tutorial for you to get started and get your hands dirty. So try it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm definitely accessible and reachable even after this session.